There's over 40,000 species, known species or commonly known species of edible plants. And amongst those species, there's up to 10,000 varieties of each species. So you're talking about 400 million different varieties of plants that can be growing edible stuff. So it's endless. You're never going to be able to grow everything. You're never going to be able to try everything. That's what's fun about it. Rampant/invasive. But the sterile variety is fine to grow because it doesn't set seed that's viable, so it won't spread everywhere because it grows so fast that if you have the seeded type, it'll really drop seed everywhere. Pretty much all the nitrogen most gardens are going to need. So up to 150 pounds of nitrogen per acre, which is equivalent to over 5,000 pounds of chicken manure per acre per year spread. Sunflower or beach sunflower, it grows especially well along the coast here. We have a little bit more breeze and a little, I guess, less stagnation. It does all right out here, but along the coast where we planted it does excellent, and it grows really, really fast. It's actually in the same genus as sunflower, Helianthus, and this is one of the best plants for attracting beneficial insects. So those ladybugs, bees, lacewings, beneficial wasps, all that stuff. So definitely plant this stuff out. It grows great. It really suppresses weeds too. We're thinking it potentially is allelopathic to nutsedge. We've seen some really interesting results growing it with nutsedge, and it typically, even though there are spaces, you almost never see nutsedge. Where it makes a great berry, not edible raw. It has to be cooked, and all the green parts of the plant are poisonous. So the elderberry makes a great syrup. It makes a great medicinal tincture. You can also make jams and jellies from it, different sauces cooked up. But I'll tell you the multi-purposes of this plant. So the berries are also very attractive to birds. So the birds can eat this stuff and not eat our mulberries and our figs as much. So they kind of have a little bit of food over here. We also do consume the elderberries, like I said. The weeping variety has the highest level of caffeine out of many of the varieties. There are a bunch of other varieties of Ilex vomitor, but the pendula is the most potent. So you basically can take the leaves off and dry them out. You can toast them in the oven to get a little bit of a roasty flavor, and then make a tea with it. So in here we have a bunch of different stuff growing. You can see we have the passion line up the trees. This is one of our favorite root vegetables or favorite starch crops. It's cassava. It's also used to make tapioca. It's called yuca in the Caribbean, and it has a big root that you harvest and peel, and you can boil up and make French fries out of it. You can make soups, you can make stews, you can make bread, all kinds of stuff. If you've had tapioca, you can make all kinds of desserts. It's really, really easy to grow. You stick a cutting board. It grows extremely fast. You can cut it probably about 5 times a year and lay it down as mulch. So you can see in here I just put down a bunch of mulch, and it rots pretty quickly. But we find if you cut down the clumping grasses at the same time and lay those down together, you get a slower breakdown. So you can see here I've cut some of the grass on this side. I haven't gotten to this side yet. And you pile that with the sunflower, you get a slower breakdown. It's like those flavors are typically nutrients and enzymes and medicines. We're used to eating bland food in our Western culture, often lettuces and cucumbers and tomatoes and all this bland crap, really. This is real food. They don't call it longevity spinach for no reason. It's touted as having a million different medicinal properties. It's kind of a panacea in Southeast Asia that they say it's great for everything. Tropical cherries. We are getting a greenhouse going this year. We're going to grow some of those in the greenhouse. We had them planted in the full sunlight, and they just freeze back too hard out there. We get such a difference in cold protection under the oak canopy. So everything you can see that we have some unusual stuff that I haven't pointed out that's just maybe a little obscure. On the new moon phase too, it's also a stronger gravitational pull. If any of you are fishermen, you know that the strongest tides are on the moon phases, the new moon and the full moon. The same thing, you have the most activity going on in the soil, in the nutrient exchange of the plants and the moisture exchange of the plants during those moon phases. So by putting the compost tea out on that moon cycle, you're getting the best absorption, the best growth results from it. So, quick tidbit on biodiversity. So you talk about pathogens, you talk about fungus, you talk about pests. That's a big term you hear a lot, pests and diseases and gardening. So out of all the species of insects and bugs we have out here, 95% of those are beneficial or benign. So we have 95% of the other species that are helping us or they're totally benign. So by increasing biodiversity, by having beneficial insect attracting plants,